very interesting week so far on the Gold Coast at the Australian PGA, and it continued on Saturday, and it continued right from the word go for Boo Weekley, the 41-year-old American. Didn't look so good when he missed the first green back right, but then he came up with this. That's the way to do it. Start with a birdie, an unlikely one at that. David Smale of New Zealand has had a very good week. Here is his second shot into the fourth hole, 412-metre par 4, with the pin over in the back left corner today. And David Smale was able to find it.
Oh, right.
Beautiful shot by Smale, setting up a birdie. Wade Ormsby started out the day as one of the joint leaders and was able to make a couple of pars on the first two holes, and then came up with this wonderful approach at 3. Galleries love to see the players getting a bit of spin on the ball, putting it down into birdie range, and that took him to -10. And Adam Scott, in a different fashion, was also able to make his birdie. Delightful touch out of the trap from the world number 3, and he moved to -8. Charge of the day, though, came from the Kiwi, Michael Hendry. Here's his second shot at 10. He'd gone out in 34, and things were only going to get better. Understandably, with iron shots like that. Kick-in birdie at 11 as well, and so he made 2 birdies in 2 holes there and was on the charge, and so was Scott Stallings after this. Nearly hit it in the water at 12, both yesterday and today he came up with an excellent result. Chip-in eagle for the American, and that got things started again for him. Scott Strange was one of the joint leaders at the start of the day. Started with a bogey, so it was a bit of a wobble from the word go, but he got things back on the rails quickly. Not many people had made birdie at 6, but he was amongst them. Indonesia's Rory He also had a very good day. Here he is at the 12th. Rough has been so penalising this week for the players. Seemed as though he had not such a bad lie there, but he came up with a brilliant shot, and that made sure of a birdie at 12. We talked about Michael Hendry and the fact that he was able to go back-to-back birdies. Had that kick-in one at 10, and then one of a lot longer at 11, and that was the way he did it. So a 30-footer, and Hendry was marching up the leaderboard. He would eventually finish with a 67. Wade Ormsby with his birdie putt at 8. Had been a bit up and down so far, but that took him back to 1 under par for the day. We saw what Scott Stallings was able to do with his chip at 12. He played a fine approach in here to the final hole, and here's his putt at the last. 4 under par round of 68 for the American, and he's only 4 back going into Sunday. Speaking of Americans, Boo Weekley, we saw Scott Stallings chip in for eagle at 12, and Boo said, anything you can do, I can do just as well. The 25-year-old Australian, the West Australian, Jason Scrivener, came up with one of the shots of the day. There was a Hyundai Genesis waiting if he was able to knock it in the hole at 14. Longest of the par 3s, measuring 195 metres. And he very nearly did. But importantly, he's only 1 back from the lead going into the final round. Adam Scott, so many opportunities today. He was another one of them. He's made all his score on par 5s this week, and that eagle putt somehow managed to stay out of the hole, but he made the birdie, moved to -10, and he would find himself there at the end of the day with Scott Strange and also this man, Wade Ormsby. What a way to finish at the final hole with the corporate area behind him, and weren't they roaring when this happened? Great way to finish for the South Australian. So we've got 3 tied at the top going into Sunday. Adam Scott, Scott Strange and Wade Ormsby. Queensland, Western Australia and South Australia represented. Jason Scrivener, Boo Weekley and Michael Hendry amongst the other chances in the final round of the Australian PGA Championship.